we had some questions last week about starting your business.
Probably.
So the number one thing you need to do, and it's kind of two things. Call your city or your county, find out if you need a business license. You don't have to tell them who you are or where you are or anything. Find out if you need a business license. And if you're taking it seriously, go ahead and buy a business license.
Sure,
it's
a simple thing, right?
You'll need to get a sales tax number if your state
charges sales tax.
Probably want to get a federal ID number unless you claim your income under your personal, using
We
your
recommend
Social Security
separating
number.
The two.
Yeah, we recommend separating the two. So you want to get a federal ID number, and that all goes along with, your business license.
And when you open your business
kind of
checking
thing.
account, right?
You'll need
the bank's going to want your federal ID number or your Social Security number. I'm sorry.
Okay, but now you could just
Don't
do it
do
all
that.
personal, but that's up to you. Definitely meet with an accountant. Spend,
$100.
They will sit down and advise you to what you need to do, probably without a fee. If you say, do I need it? I need to find out if I need an accountant. A lot of times they'll give you the first consultation and tell you how much it'll cost and that type of thing.
Right.
If not, just make some phone calls and find out
Yeah.
how much it costs. $25, $100 just for a little bit of advice could save you a lot of headache.
A headache down the road. That's right.
And your other option would be to have them set up your Quickbooks chart of account. Unless you're familiar with accounting, you may need to find a friend that's familiar with accounting or knows a little bit about bookkeeping and get set up in that Quickbooks online program. You can do all your banking,
everything
your
right there with
invoices,
QuickBooks.
and you can keep track of your expenses. When you go and buy something, take a picture of the receipt, and there you have it right there. So you keep your business expenses and your receipt and your income all in one little checking account.
Keep it separate from your personal stuff. You can't tell what you're doing unless it's separate. I just recommend keeping it separate. And then you're going to need to decide, and your accountant can help you out with this too. If you want to be a corporation or you want to be a limited liability corporation, which you see an LLC, that's a limited liability corporation.
Or an S corp.
Or an S corporation. This way, with an S corporation, you only pay taxes once rather than twice.
Sole proprietorship is also an option. So talk to your accountant about that, and based on your income and your needs, he's going to advise you. That one consultation will go a long way when you're setting up your accounting system because you have the advice from a professional. And then the third thing is that you need to write yourself a business plan. Just go to sba.gov. And they have free business plans online. They may have one for a glass company.
Or if they don't, at least you can fill in the blanks and kind of get the idea.
You can easily take a template and change those words and change those numbers.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Just, it could be one page.
We had a banker one time tell Barbara that she had written the very best business plan he had seen in his entire banking history.
I don't know.
We left the bank with too much money that day.
I think he was trying to sell us a loan.
Yeah.
The reason you want a business plan is because you want to be able to jump when there's opportunity presented to you. If you have a business plan, you know what opportunities you want. And if that opportunity comes along, that's just one more thing you can check off your list.
Right.
And that business plan is flexible. It can change as you change.
You can cross something out and write something in.
If you're not making what you want to make,
if it's not going quite what you need to
change
do.
it. So don't be afraid
But follow
to do
it.
It's really,
use it as a reference, right, Barb?
Yeah, that's
Use
right.
it as a reference. It's in your own words. Yeah. And if you look at it enough, you're going to see that, oh my gosh, this is really, that's not working right. Let's change that and go another direction with that. Oh, but this is working. This is working. So, and then you also have to keep in mind, depending on what scale of business you're going into, you're going to need some sort of a liability insurance. So you want to check with that. Those are usually based on your gross sales. So the first year, it's going to be relatively reasonable because you're going to be guessing at it. And then the following year, the insurance company will audit you, and then your billing will be adjusted.
That's too much information. I don't want that information.
I know that's what I handle, all the insurances and everything.
Yeah, he shops. He shops for the insurance.
Have to.
Yeah.
You have to shop
It
around.
takes a lot of. I don't have the patience for that, but he does a great job at that. Saves us a bunch of money. So definitely shop for your business liability insurance.
And back to the SBA, Barb.
Mm-hmm.
They have a division of the SBA, which is of course the Small Business Administration. It's called SCORE.
Yeah. So contact your local SCORE.
Yeah.
And tell them about your business, and tell them you need a
help.
mentor.
Yeah, you need a mentor, and they will put one on you real quick.
And they will even help you
write
your business plan. Now, they're not going to write it for you, but they will keep you on track to get it done. So sometimes you need that, extra encouragement and that push to get things going. So, put aside an hour or two each week to think about your future and what you want to do. So then we'll circle back around, and once you get your expenses and your income and all that kind of situated, then you can start thinking about how you want to set up your pricing. We can talk about that later, but I will say that we basically have 3 prices. We have our price for cabinet doors, grids, simple grids,
yeah.
window glass, no color, maybe some lamp beige, or no borders, just a grid pattern, not diamonds, just a grid pattern.
Right.
That's our lowest cost. Then we'll go up next to a common window, a regular stained glass window, no painting, tiny pieces.
Not real intricate with a bazillion pieces of glass.
Real intricate. That's one place. From there, we add for painting, we add for color, we add for glass that our customer definitely wants, although it may be extra because we have to order it.
Right, sure.
And they have to wait.
Now they got to pay freight.
So, so we have 3 price points, and that's based on our overhead and time. And so that might be boring now. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about glass.
Just for reference, basically painting's about $700 a square foot. Because you're doing 5, 6, 7 firings sometimes. Well, let's just say the window's $1,250, but in the center there's a 12 by 10.5 painting of someone's dog or something that they want. Well, that painting, it's the cost of the window plus that $750 for that painting. When you do medallions for churches and everything, they are typically a medallion for a church is about, if you buy it wholesale, is still about $300. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and remember, right up there above that thumbs up is the bell.
Oh my God!
Don't forget to ring our bell. And you'll know next time we have a live talk, which is next Monday night at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that little bell beside the subscribe, you got to kind of go up and hit the little bell.
If you hit that, it'll ring it and let you know.
It doesn't ring; it just lets you know.
It's just a reminder. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for everything.
We really appreciate it.